Hi, my name's Allan Madan. I'm a chartered accountant and a tax expert in the Mississauga, Toronto, and Oakville regions of Ontario, Canada. Today's short video is called How Canadians Should Own U.S. Real Estate. I'm going to walk through 4 different methods or structures that you can use to purchase U.S. rental properties. So let's get started. The first way that you can own U.S. real estate is personally, in your name. That means that you will be on title to the property. In this situation, you will file a U.S. non-resident personal income tax return and pay U.S. income taxes on the rental profits derived from the U.S. property. You will also report the U.S. rental profits on your Canadian income tax return and pay Canadian income taxes. Now I know what you're going to tell me. That's double taxation. Well, it really isn't, because you will receive a foreign tax credit on your Canadian personal tax return for the U.S. taxes already paid. The benefit of this structure is that it's simple and the compliance costs are low. The really big disadvantage is that you do not have limited liability protection. So should there be a lawsuit, your personal assets like your home, your car, your investments will all be at risk. Here's a tip. If you decide to purchase a U.S. rental property personally, then make sure that you buy liability insurance to protect yourself. The second way that Canadians can own U.S. real estate is through a U.S. C corporation. In this case, the U.S. C corporation would acquire and be on title to the property directly. The U.S. C corporation will file a U.S. corporate tax return and pay U.S. income taxes on the rental profits derived. The advantage of this structure is that it provides limited liability protection. So should there be a lawsuit, your personal assets are not at risk. The disadvantages are twofold. First, it's more expensive in terms of tax preparation fees to file and prepare a U.S. corporate return than a U.S. personal return. The second disadvantage is that when dividends are paid from the U.S. corporation to you here in Canada, there will be a withholding tax of up to 15%. That's on top of the corporate income taxes already paid in the U.S. The third way how Canadians can own U.S. property is through a cross-border trust. Let's look at an example of a married couple that decide to purchase an investment property for $100,000 in Arizona. Each spouse would create a cross-border trust, and their trust would own 50% each in the U.S. rental property. Now, why would you want to use this structure? There's 2 main reasons. Number 1, such a structure will avoid probate fees which occur upon your death. Probate fees can be as high as 3% of the value of the property. The second reason is that this structure, that is a cross-border trust, reduces estate taxes upon your death. Estate taxes can be as high as 40% of the value of the property when you die. Now, the Canada-US Tax Treaty has a special provision that states that if the value of your worldwide assets upon your death is less than $5.25 million, then you will not have a U.S. estate tax liability. For most Canadians, they're well under $5.25 million in worldwide assets, so this complex structure really won't benefit them. The fourth way that you can own U.S. investments is through a limited liability partnership in the U.S. Let's walk through this together to see how it works. In step 1, you will form a U.S. limited liability partnership, or LLP, in the state in which the U.S. rental property is located. In step 2, you will create and establish a U.S. C corporation. The C corporation will be the general partner and will own 1% of the partnership. Now, as the general partner, the C corporation bears all of the risk, but only receives 1% of the profits from the partnership. In step 3, we will determine who the limited partners are to be. For example, yourself, your spouse, and/or third-party investors. Collectively, the limited partners will own 99% of the partnership units and receive 99% of the profits. The limited partners are only at risk for their initial investment, so they do have limited liability protection. The reason I like this structure is twofold. First, it provides limited liability protection to you, and you can sleep at night without worrying about your personal assets being at risk. The second reason I like this structure is that it allows for the flow-through of U.S. taxes paid as a foreign tax credit on your personal tax return here in Canada. So double taxation does not result. This is the structure that I recommend. I hope that you found this video useful. For more great tips and tricks, please visit my website, madanca.com, the link for which is shown at the end of this video. Also, get access to your free report, 20 Tax Secrets on How to Beat the Taxman, the link for which is also shown at the end of this video. Finally, please like, comment, and subscribe on my videos. It really helps me a lot and helps me produce greater and better content for you. Thanks for watching. See you next time.